Mental slavery. Slavery, as we choose to understand it, is over. But the slavery that we refuse to admit to still exists. This never-ending slavery is the slavery of the mind. Our ancestors were released from their physical bondage, and we ended up in mental bondage. This bondage is caused by our lower desires. Our lower desires being our hatred, envy, lust, and jealousy of one another. This bondage is caused from a lack of understanding ourselves. To free ourselves from this bondage, we must start by freeing our minds. We must free ourselves from the stereotypes that are placed over our heads. We must stop addressing one another by wretched names. We must play more and argue less. We must cut back on music and read more books. We must live within our means and not by the other standards. We must be more self-sufficient and less dependent. We must start somewhere. We must free our hearts to free our souls. We must hate less and love more. We must listen more and talk less. We must learn responsibility for our actions. We must rediscover phrases such as "I'm sorry" and "thank you." We must become positive role models for our little people instead of allowing the television to do it for us. If we spend more time acting like human beings, we'll spend less time treating one another like animals. The only way we can successfully free ourselves from this mental slavery is to educate ourselves. Education is very crucial. We must educate ourselves in these schools and universities. Educate ourselves to the struggles of our ancestors. We can stop history from repeating itself. Knowledge is a key to unlock the manacles from around our train of thinking. Let us not make the efforts of our ancestors be in vain due to ignorance. The idea of slavery is often visualized with chains, bondage, and harsh punishment or physical abuse. However, most fail to realize that the most powerful type of slavery is mental slavery. As described by Noble Drew Ali, this type of abuse is often not identified as abuse because the victim does not realize they are being abused, as there is no physical pain being inflicted. The deceptive tactics of mental slavery embeds itself within the deeper regions of the subconsciousness while disconnecting the higher faculties of consciousness to create a social zombie. This social zombie refuses to accept any type of idea or psychological progress as they fear the pain of thought, conscious action, or material deficiency due to the active expression and utilization of higher mind faculties. Carter G. Woodson said, "If you control a man's thinking, you don't have to worry about his actions."